right, lock it in. Bank, one of VP's best maps. G2 also very good at this map. Again, they said it on the cast, but they took down DZ at reload, one of their best performances. Now we see the King matching up against the actual King of EML, Pasha, #1 rated player. 62 and 28 or something like that. Some ridiculous stat. VP's comfort map. If he's going to be able to continue being the #1 rated player, it's going to be on a map like this. And we're going to be seeing a little bit of different bans coming out. G2 getting rid of Monty and Deimos. And again, more kind of counter bans. They want Virtus Pro to play a little bit more default. Usually you're seeing those Ace Sabana bans come out. All right, interesting bans on defense too. We're taking out Clash's on me, right? Normally, like, there's like 5 default bans on Bank, but Mira's a big ban, Castle's a big ban, Cade's a big ban. But we're gonna see Clash's on me. We're not gonna let G2 play around with those operators. Instead, G2's gonna play a little bit of a roam. They're not doing the holy trinity of Bank bunkers. I mean, that's just G2 being a little bit different. They're gonna, instead of running Smoke, Goyo, and Tube, we're gonna see more of an aggressive roam. Because VP is the late round kings. You do not want to let VP execute. So we're going to see them in a more aggressive roam, extending into the Teller's archive position. They got the Mozzie, they got the Valkyrie, we got the Legion for open area for all those quick plays in the printer window. This is Pasha in a nutshell here. I'm surprised to not see a Mozzie pass because every single, like, you can go to his match replay every single time this guy drives a Twitch drone down there in the first 30 seconds and boom, there's your Goyo fires. But maybe G2 is just planning to not let them get to that point. We see Mozzie playing in an aggressive position, but VP, they always have intel, man. One of the best teams with drones. G2 trying to just counter them walking in or swinging into the map, but Dan, again, good entry off the intel. Doki does end up getting a C4. Highly expect that to be a little bit of a counter, knowing Joystick swings in that window. See, it would have been Pasha's job as the ATM player to call out the C4 there. Doki falls back a little bit, but there's still a roam going on. We still got Doki in that small office. We still got STOMPN in the elevator spot. I'm assuming with the hatch open, he could just drop at any time. And same with this guy on the red hatch. Boom. Dropped. Okay. And this is kind of just Bank. Sit around the hatches. Waste as much time as you can. As soon as they drone Doki. Oh, wow. How do they hide their drones so well? Unfortunate for Doki. STOMPN's got a decision to make. Does he get aggressive at this elevator position, or does he just drop? Do they have enough if he just drops down to sight? There's the drone. What's the decision going to be? He's still holding his ground. I like this out of him. I like this out of the Rook. Make VP do something to get you out of there. And right now, it's not happening. No reason for him really to go back to sight. Doesn't have a C4 or smokes or anything. That's just going to be on Laura here. 3 smokes. Fuse. Helping get rid of any Goyos, but we already did get those. Smoke goes down. Yeah, STOMPN has to flank at that point once the smoke went down. The round's on Alamau. Good util from VP, and that's a great fucking round out of VP. New G2 is trying to counter and just honestly took their time. I love watching VP. Honestly, the same. One of my most favorite teams to play because they just do the small things correctly. A lot of teams don't focus on fundamentals. It's like just get as many fraggers on a team as possible and just go kill. And it's like VP obviously have fraggers, or they couldn't play the playstyle they do, but they focus on the little things. Making everything is droned out. Drones are efficient. Their presets are efficient. Not rushing anything. We're going to see CEO and an interesting Mira setup here. Not sure if we hid the Mira, which I'm assuming we did. No way for VP to get it, besides they have to ace or Habana it, but you see a tube on board. You also see a bandit on board. I expect this to be another G2 counter. What I've seen in the past from VP, because they've been running this window take for a while. I don't want to say they're the originators of it, but they have been running this default for a while. And Pasha is going to throw a cam and try to get those mirrors. He's going to try to go through the janitor rotate. Here it goes. Wow. Almost like I've watched their VODs. He keeps it right there because there's a lot of attention right now. There's a lot of people that are waiting for the Twitch drone. Throw a smoke to hide the Twitch drone, and here he goes. Boom. Ace. But they don't care if this ace doesn't work because he's driving his Twitch drone right now. He's in the janitor closet with it. He did manage to get it. So they open it with ace, but obviously, yeah, you can see it's open right there. They do that every single time, and I'm surprised we don't see a counter from D2 coming out with like a mute jammer or something. But it's just those little preset plays that, like, again, you know they're coming, but they're so practiced by VP. Right, the throwing the ace and the smoke for like baiting that we're going that way with it. All the defense is thinking about that, and then here comes a little Twitch drone. Like, everything is so practiced. E3 wall open a little bit here because we can. If you look at the bans, Ace Habana. All right, VP pretty much has what they want. Yeah, I was gonna say Always is in right now. Janitor's open, so Janitor can't help. Zoe's done. They had no idea he repelled in and went for a plant. Masked the sound of the plant. G2, honestly, lacking vision here. I would love for them to bring way more vision on this site. Don't think we need to play an operator like Legion. It's not going to do anything against VP. We need more vision. If we don't know that bomb's going down, where's the Echo drones? Where's Valk? Relying way too much on a Mira. And VP, there's a reason they didn't ban Mira. They know how to deal with it. 4 batteries in pocket. Yeah, that's also a little confusing that they didn't counter and put some on the janitor walls. All his batteries were for the Kanto wall, which still got open. And it got open because Pasha's second Twitch drone, I have to show you guys the spot, but in ATM, you can throw a Twitch drone up onto a pillar, and then it has an angle toward E3, and I'm sure he zapped the batteries off as Habana went for opening E3 wall. But confusing to me why they didn't at least try to put some on janitor. Not really any counter coming out to a very default VP attack that I have seen probably like 100 times. All right, back to lower site, and what do we got? The Holy Trinity, Smoke, Goyo, Tuberau. And then every single team will play a bunker the same way with 2 flex operators. Here we're trying to play the mute. Looks like we're using it for pretending that we're doing that Teller's roam again. Mute jamming all of Teller's and Archives, and then stomping on the... Our king is on the Lord and Savior Tachanka. This is a round that looks like G2 is going to let VP have the map, but I expect them to still waste some time, and we do see him again. Still in the elevator, still in Archives, still in open, and still in server. So they're still in extended positions, but look for them to definitely layer here and play a late round and play off those smokes into Tachanka.
Joystick could be fed up with this. It's the second time they've attacked this site. He started the top floor of Sledge and he's been C4'd out.
Good early C4 from Doki. That's going to slow down VP again. Same C4 that caught Joystick before. Pasha has to get a little bit more pressure on Doki, so he can't go for those C4 plays. All right, Hatch isn't even reinforced. And as you can see, again, they are all layered back. We're not in the elevators anymore. We're all backed. And Smoke's still on blue stairs. Everyone else back in sight. At this point, I think with Tachanka on board as well, Loris is going to stay there. He's going to just burn all his smokes. This is going to waste a ton of time. And then you have those Goyo fires and Tachanka late round. So I like this from G2 switching it up. Virtus Pro have shown they're able to clear against a heavy roam setup. Now let's test them in a late round with a bunch of layers. So 1 smoke used. He's still got 2 more in his pocket. Looks like VP are going to try to just walk through smokes here because we need to make up some time. Oh, Hatch isn't even open yet because the tube. There we go. Maybe a mistake from Laura. He still had a smoke. Either way, good time waste. Hatch open now. No tubes. The round is all on STOMPN, to be honest. Does he know the Tachanka lineups? Does the young gun know? VP needs to create other pressure here. They can't just rely on bomb going down because this Tachanka is so powerful. Pasha, big pick on Doki on the main stairs, can now take the space. Pasha's going to be coming downstairs. They were waiting for him. Default plant going down. Where's the fires? Stop it! Oh. Missed the default plant. The main stair pressure was too much. He probably got off the launcher. That's exactly what VP needed to do. This is the best pistol in the game. Right here. But Blaz with the flank. Good G2 round. And I think that might be the recipe for success right there going forward. All right, we're seeing a brand new site. Teller's Archives. And honestly, I'm a big fan of this site. Big fan of Teller's Archive because when people get top floor, they don't know what to do. However, VP is a team that knows what to do. But this is a site we can abuse them going for top down. We've got 2 C4 kills for it, and Joystick is still going to stick onto the sledge. Now, this is one I could argue that I would agree with you guys. Ram could be very good here to not have to use sledge and always on the breaching charges, because we have seen G2 able to hit the C4s. Now Alamao and STOMPN are both on the C4s. Pasha on the knock, I like this. As they're taking top floor, we could see him get a little bit aggressive. And this is the drone I was talking about with Twitch. Oh, he missed it. Wow. A rare Pasha miss.
Going to be really hard to fight your way back in. Yeah, I think that's
as we are distracting at top floor, I think we're going to see Pasha walk up the red spiral stairs as a backstab. Have I coached against this VP roster before? I mean, I played against this VP roster. At least the main core. All right, there's Pasha. There's that early pick on the site. And that is say, where's Laura? Laura's in the E2 hall. Little too late. Pasha has sight at this point. Rare VP fast play. I would have expected him to walk up red spiral, but this is that new look VP, and Pasha found a gap.
They've still got the vertical control, as you're seeing from Blaz upstairs. They can try and challenge a bit, but
now G2 is going to come looking for him, but he's got a great position here to just close out the kills. That is the #1 rated player in the goddamn world right there. 3 kills on site. Solo won the round for sure. It's just Blaz. Now they have full map control, can work top down. And there it is. Holy cow. I don't know if I would have given up top floor. I think G2 needed to shift their win con instead of just go find the guy in sight, because at that point you're just walking blindly, and this guy is in a power spot. I think I would have tried to switch my win con to we have to win top floor. You know Pasha doesn't have bomb, and if they try to just go hit the site, you have top floor control. All right, CEO. I wonder if this was something that was also called from the coach, but this is a little bit more of a counter now. You see VP doing, what are they doing? This exact same Windows take that they've done over 100 times in BODs, right? Pasha's drone's going to be coming in. Maybe we'll see it. I swear if it gets Stompn's mirror, I'm going to lose it. But we are countering with the Cade tube because of that ace. We don't want the wall to get open for the ace. STOMPN is still holding on to a mirror because the meta is, even if they pop a mirror, he can just put another one down late during execute. All right, here comes, here comes. Oh my god. It's like we just watched this. The ace pull. Are we watching the drone hole? Oh my god. How? How? Are we not aware of this mini game? It's okay. STOMPN still has a mirror for this very reason, though. Always with the pick on the Doki. STOMPN goes down. There's not going to be another mirror. One guy off site. Lion keeping him frozen. They could just go right now. 5v2 on the side. site. Laura's in the basement. Laura back up to the site. VP taking their sweet, sweet time. Pasha.
He needs to do it quickly because Pasha manages to pick up Alamau. There goes Lawyer, but it's too little too late. He finds one. The plant is going down. He's trying to spray through walls. He's clutching at straws nowadays. If he'd just gone 20 seconds earlier.
Oh, man. VP running it back. Almost cleaner the second time. Literally, they just make it seem like there's nothing you could do. I think we were trying to counter the wrong thing there with the K2 because we still fell all completely around it. Wall didn't get open there, and we still all died. Yeah, they don't really care about the wall opening. I'm going to be honest. Again, Pasha, every bank I've seen usually gets that mirror open.
It's just wonderful.
That's all they really care about. Once the mirror is open, you don't really have vision on the plant that they want or on them on the windows. All right, back on to downstairs, and this worked for G2 last time. Last time they did kind of a normal bunker with the extended positions and elevator and open, fall down when you can. This time they're running what I call a super bunker, aka they're not even extending in those positions. We're running cave tube, we're giving up everything, and then this Aruni, he's able to Aruni trick hatches used with the Tuberal as well. So there's a lot of denial on the hatches, and the counterplay is bringing Shepard on Mav here, which was a really good adaptation. So here's the Aruni. Doki could just stand on the desk down there, and it... And don't know how that went away, but he could stand on the desk, which doesn't activate the Aruni. And the minute they go for the hatch, he can step off the desk, activates the Aruni charge, boom, gets rid of everything off of it. And that's why we saw G2 with the Hibana ban. Very, very good with the Hibana ban, because they can't just bait you with like 2 pellets.
It just also gives a little bit of space if you've got Shepard trying to map these.
So, super delay on these hatches, and because they have to bring a Mav, this is taking a ton of time. We still have to take CC. But it does look like Smoke is actually going to be backing up. D4, nothing. Okay. All players fully backed up. Super bunker. 50 seconds left. The round is going to be on 2 smokes and whatever goils are up. Almost kind of think G2 need to go for a flank at some point. You see Joystick also, a little adaptation here. Joystick's going garage. Alamau does find him, though. Smokes. 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 Oh, my God. And that is why I don't recommend a super bunker at times. Because if you are not a util team, if that is not your meta, if you aren't dialed on the comms, desperation main stair flank out of G2. Pasha getting freebies. A long arm. No. Oh, man.
Pro go 5-1 on the attacking half of Bank, and they have been dominant.
Yeah, he did shoot the smoke. That's why it's also important to get that long cross wall open, because once it's open, that used to be the minigame of Old Bank that kind of died for some reason, but VP's still showing it. You get that long angle wall open in server, and you just sit a player there, and if they're not running a Mira, you now have the line of sight to shoot all the C4s, all the smokes out of the air. And you just put a really good aimer back there with a good gun. Back in the day, we used to be hyper on DZ. We even had Bolo doing it on DZ. They're not going to miss shooting a smoker. It's actually easier than you think, but they're also not going to miss shooting a smoker C4 in the air. And all it takes is to get one of those and bombs down. What was Pasha's stat line again? Before the game, he was like 62 and 28. And he's now 11 and 2. I think this is going to be a Pasha spectate video, because I also want to show you guys from his POV, as I was yapping so much about that Twitch minigame drone play that he does on CEO, and always gets the Mira. Because he's been doing it for so long, he can't keep getting away with it. He can't. I got to put the gospel out. Teams got to stop it. He just can't keep getting away with it.
Let's not on it as quickly as you have, and you just kind of go in for it, and I get it, but it just with a really strong
Why can't they just Mozzie the drone hole? They could. I mean, they could. That's a good counter. Mute, Mozzie, something. All right, Pasha was feeling it a little bit. Little bit. That's okay.
And the C4 gone as well as the crucial one to know, something that could really ruin G2's day if they try and push in on that top side.
Of course, VP is running the what? The Holy Trinity, the smoke, the Goyo, and the tube. I gotta put that video out. Tube off the board, though. They're gonna get the hatches open very, very quickly here. That is the biggest mistake with losing Pasha.
Maybe isn't quite as to the point as you would like someone like Deimos to be. So I think as a pair,
VP on the clash. All right, now VP, they always run these like super bunkers, always, for the longest time. And on paper, this lineup doesn't look very good. They just have smokes, and already one smoke used. There's only 2 smokes left. No C4s in this lineup, so you would think a default plant is what we should see. That is what would win, right? They got 1 smoke, and there's a whole minute left. How do you stop a default plant? But we're not going to be seeing a default plant, are we? No smokes up. We're scared of the clash on CC room. Okay. We're terrified. Oh my. That's a cool Aurora interaction right there. Block off the main stairs, go for the garage player, although he was tracked. All G2's trying to do is cause as much pressure as they can. We should be seeing a bomb go down. There we go. Blaz, just start playing the bomb. Nothing they can do. They have to flood plant. Bomb's gonna be down. Get out. That was insane pressure out of G2. That was a very, very good attack from them.
Absolutely love that attack. It's gonna be one to really go back.
STOMPN on the board.
Exactly where they sealed off and how it worked.
That was perfect. That is what you need to do. When you are in that default plant position, you can't just rely on the bomb going down. You have to create pressure onto the defense. Make sure they can't be on the long angle that can see the default plant. Make sure they're not able to just get comfortable and throw the smoke line up. And just, yeah, good amount of pressure. So we saw the roar gate on that main door. That's the guy on the garage angle. We had a guy walking garage, and we also came down marble. So that guy couldn't hold hatches or main angle. Once we killed him, everybody in the locker site terrified. They can't just run through and go for plant. We have Red Hawk cross. Default plant goes down. Sad to see a team be this happy over winning 1 round. Well, Bank is attacker sided, and we have seen VP up 5-1 before. I believe it was at SI. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. At SI, they were up 5-1 on Loud, and Loud ended up coming back and beating VP on Bank 8-6, I believe it was. We have seen this before. Rora, awful offer solo, but my buddies run the strat. One is, yep. Rora is a, just like Sense, Rora is an op. You don't want to run, it's not good solo in ranked, but if you have buddies, Rora and Sense are amazing. You just need a small amount of team play. All right, back to lower. This time Pasha's not trolling, and we got the Holy Trinity up, and we're off the clash. This is Shepard's usual here. Echo. This is VP's actual default basement defense. So now we're downstairs. Pretty much a super bunker once joysticks off the main. Oh, he's. Wow, it looked like he was upstairs for a second there. Okay. G2 has the map, minute 40. Now we're going to see all those hard breach charges getting put to use, but he didn't because Pasha, this is what tube's for. Delay the hatch as much as possible. Here we go. Boom, tube. Because of that, Dan can sit behind the bomb, and instead of playing on the blue stairs, every time, instead of playing on the blue stairs where he can die, he can stay behind the bomb as long as we have tubes, and he can just waste just as much time. G2 doesn't want to go for a default execute because VP is so practiced at stopping default plants. They got the smokes, they got the Goyo fires, they had the Echo drones. So we're going to see a little bit of an unorthodox attack from G2. It looks like a back take. So Ying's out. Grim's out. All Grimby's dumped. Dope call. We're Deimos tracking somebody, and here comes the blitz. This is going to be a free kill. Okay, first kill for Alamau. We have the whole backside. Laura for 2. Laura with 3. They know the last player is stuck in sight, or in garage rather. No way. Yeah, there's not enough time. 2 really good attacks out of G2. Again, we're not giving VP. We are not giving VP what they want. We're not letting them play a default game where we're going for a default plant. All right, I expect VP to go. I believe Open is their second favorite site. All right, we're going to see CEO. Never mind. Switch site. STOMPN running that PSG talent Deimos. All right, top floor. We're seeing Shepard on the Clash again. First time they're going to a new site, so we're seeing the Clash variation out of them. Now, Clash is a good operator, but I don't know if it's good against G2, because G2, or like the strength of Clash is a team kind of all pushing from one direction. Clash can stuff it. So like, let's say a lobby take. If your whole plan is to come up red stairs, Clash sits there, absolutely stuffs it. G2, though, likes to attack from multiple angles. They're not just going to hit up the red stairs. They're going to jump stock. They're going to jump over the marble skylight. They're going to run it S2. But right now, we're going to see him do looks like a window take. 4 guys on the windows right now. And Alamau on Blitz. Are we going to have a shield swing in the window here? This is going to be a quick execute. They're all backed up. No one's close up against the windows. That's all G2 needs. Here we go. We're going to see a Ying blind everybody in Janitor. There's no Warden on board. Glaz going to hold through. If anyone in Janitor peeks to stop the bomb, they're dead. Alamau bomb going down. No C4s because we're running Bandit barbed wire.
Windows is much less of an option here. They've got to fight him from the lobby. Honestly, I don't see any way Virtus Pro over.
Alamau off the top ropes.
They need to get rid of Pasha because they couldn't plan the windows whilst he was there, but Alamau has read that perfectly. Forget about the plan. I ain't going to be here anymore. Has gone to lobby and cleared out.
Shepard's on the bomb. Oh, why did he? He should have just had his gun out.
He's playing around this window, and this might be enough to start getting a couple of kills back. Never mind, joysticks down, and he's going to be toast surely. Wow,
3 good attacks. You can't jump over marbles. They patched it. They actually did not. You actually can jump over the marble skylight. There is a pixel. I was waiting for somebody to ask that because I've been saying that past couple days. I'm like, maybe you guys know the tech, but you actually can jump over marble skylight. All right, 3 really good attacks. Yeah, no timeout from VP. We're just going to go back downstairs, and what's going to change? We are going to bring it to Chonka. Galu, thank you so much for the sub and welcome to the candy jar. Much appreciated. We're going to see a Tachanka on board. So we're getting rid of the tube. We're just running that smoke Goyo. Fenrir I like because we're hitting a lot of back takes and garage. Fenrir is very powerful for holding down main stairs, garage, and all your back hatches. I like that. Tachanka, though, do we think G2 is going to go for a default execute? Because that's the only reason you would bring Tachanka and smoke. Another fast round. I don't expect it. I don't expect another fast round. Yes, they have Ying and Capitao, but I think that's just going to be for the execute. And they also like Deimos for the execute. And then Dokkaebi is, I mean, obviously really good for the execute as well because a lot of panic. They can't sit on the BPs. If Shepard was like a Maestro, Echo, whatever, get him off cams. Mute jammers for those Grimbies that were shot out. So we got a little bit of a counterplay coming from VP and the Deimos as well. I like this out of Pasha. You see them adapting. Oh, Grim is banned. Yeah, good call. Sorry, I missed the ban phase. We took out Clash, which makes sense. VP was going Clash a lot, but like it wasn't really getting. It's probably other things we could have banned. Clash was kind of useless. The Grand Band's good at a burst pro. They're obviously worried about it. Ying shotgun? Oh, hell yeah. Love this. Can you? Ooh, we're going to see a Habana trick on this wall. Surprised we don't see this more often. Ying shotgun going to open it up. Boom, little Habana trick. Yo, Alamau, get back here. Where are you going? We need the shotgun. Oh, okay. All right. Wow, we might see a third attack from G2 be an actual default plant, but we are going to pressure. And this is 100% the right call. You can't just rely on the plant going down default. You leave Blaz in server room, and everyone else needs to go hit a lane. Someone's got to drop hatch. Someone's got to run down marble stairs. If we have a back hatch open, dump your util. There's no warden on board, so there we go. We got flash is going out. All the smokes are basically out. E1 elevator pressure. Pasha kills Alamau. STOMPN goes down. We need to be planning during this moment. Blaz needs to run through the site and plant bomb.
swept through this back line. Dan,
Bomb's going down now.
Plant going down.
Doki, huge round. Oh my god. Doki is in phenomenal form these last 2 days. Holy shit. The savior of the fucking round right here. Probably just walked down the marble stairs and got 4. Holy shit.
Doki just absolutely styles.
You're just hoping one of those backstabs or one of those pressure points that I was talking about, the E1 elevator, marble, sometimes it's garage, sometimes it's vault, sometimes it's sight hatch. One of those pressure points just has to win a 1, and then a crack is formed, and you get through and you're able to help everybody else while that bomb's going down. Doki hits the gap here. Through the fire on the main stairs. They probably didn't expect it. Once he kills that back player, everyone's job that's to stop plant is now terrified. One of the back players got through. Tachanka sitting there with his fucking launcher out, like he's ready to stop plant. Now he has to put his gun away, or he has to pull his gun out rather. Oh man, are we about to see another reverse sweep on VP? What is happening? Open area, VP traditionally play this site extremely bunkered. Pretty much like every other site on Bank. First attack, that didn't look good. I mean, it was the right idea. Like, that's how you play. Like, if you are given server control and they're just going to go for util to deny, you have to flood. And they're not the prettiest looking rounds, I will not lie, because they know you're going to flood, but all it takes is someone to win a 1. You can't watch everything. So maybe it wasn't like a super clean round. But yeah, this is what I mean by super bunker. They're still one of the only teams that full reinforced server. All kitchen walls reinforced, all small walls reinforced to archives. They're off the site, but there's no walls up top really. They just usually fall down to site. Going for a direct with Glaz, I really do like that. However, they just lost the most important fight. Always went huge.
Aggressive maneuvers to get on into sight.
Echo drone from Shepard there is really good against those direct takes.
They've telegraphed it for the last few rounds.
Really good vision. Okay, that's a good Echo drone. They now know he's in Teller's Archives, but VP, again, super bunkered. They're not going to give you the pick in Teller's Archives because they know that's a free pick. Usually VP will actually reinforce this hatch. That's alright, they didn't die to it anyways.
Completely unbothered, nothing else to do except shoot him in the head as he tries to take out a teammate, and then Laura follows it in
wow.
the same fashion.
Doki is so good. He's just so good. That was really smart from Joystick to shoot the canister there. Surprising VP didn't fall back. Weren't able to play trades off each other. That's a good find from G2. Now they can surround the site. I do think 3v3, this is super defender-sided at this moment. But this is a good breach charge. We have to move off the kitchen wall. There was a player waiting for that. That's a good trap from G2. Unfortunately, STOMPN goes down, but Doki... No way again. Shepard, one of the most clutch players. Oh, and he absolutely does it. Oh my god. Look how they're not even worried. Always is frozen. Oh my god. I am sweating. Holy shit, I clapped. Timeout, match point. Shepard has been so clutch for so long, guys. He doesn't usually have to do much. He doesn't get a lot of credit on this team. But when he needs to get it done, he'll get it done. My entire keyboard is sticky right now, Sam. Wow, Shepard on 11 kills. You don't often see him up there with one of the fraggers on the team. That's how you know Dan and Joystick are not having a good game. But he can absolutely do it if he needs to. Alright, what's the site to close it out? CEO. Last time, G2 had a perfectly prepped rush attack Windows on CEO. We're now countering. We're bringing more vision, right? We're not letting him just plant for free. Shepard, no more Clash. Clash is banned. He's on Maestro. Maestro bubble perfectly set for those window plants.
that entire round. In fact, across their first 3 rounds that they won,
They're also bringing a Warden. They don't want to lose to Ying anymore. We're bringing more vision. Joystick also on the Valkyrie. I really like this lineup out of VP. And this is how I'm starting to like playing this site, is just heavy fucking vision. Now G2 doesn't look like they're going that heavy into the window take anymore. We don't see that Ying. Obviously Grimm's banned out. We don't see Capitao. More default operators and Alamau on knock. I expect this to be one of their signature Anaconda takes on this map. Everyone kind of hitting a lane. Alamau already outside the loan office. Probably going to walk up red stairs. Red or main. But G2 set these up perfectly. Like, it's not just a random lurk. They're going to be pulling pressure somewhere perfectly to give him the gap. So right now it's trying to open up stock, but that Maestro bubble's really good. Shooting off the aces here. Oh, he does have an angle on it. Is he able to shoot that? Yeah, okay. Hey, still got 1 ace charge.
Doki's got diffuser in hand at the minute, and that Doki's not usually a planter.
Nade. Stompin's going to open the Canto ball now. They're just nade tricking. That might have been mistimed, yeah, and because of how slow the Habanas are. A little bit of a troll. But he's only got 1 battery. He's going to get 1 side of the Canto wall open. Joystick knows his lurk is coming. We need pressure. Here comes the drone. Almau's going to be patient down here.
Not going in as aggressively. Both sides just happy to hold the lines.
They're going to need some other pressure to make Joystick look away. So here comes that pressure window side. Jumped in stock, trying to pull him. Doki opening kill on Dan. Gap's going to be created somewhere on the map now. All players looking toward the stock side, though. Janitor meeting.
They know that it's the center point in this defense. The one at top white, they're aware of as well. The one out
this lurk, again, making them all look toward main stairs. There's now a gap to walk curve and jump stock. That's what we need to see out of G2. Wow, good trade. Stomp in there to also help. Are we going to see a pickup? Stomp in the savior.
That's really big from Stompin. Not only does
all of VP looking toward that stock hall. We need more pressure on the window side. Warden, he's Warden. It don't matter.
Extra rounds of magic always will be down. He manages to
Shepard, Pasha, they're stomping. Shepard again. Can he do it again? 1v2. He's got all the vision. Oh, I can't believe he didn't kill that guy at least. Wow. 5-1 attack half, and we're back. We're in overtime. Yeah, who knew after all these years Doki could play ACOG, huh? This was arguably the biggest kill right there, was Stompin killing Pasha. If that was a trade or anything, came down to the #1 rated player. Stompin struggling a little bit 1-9, but he took down the king, the #1 rated player, and that saved him. All right, VP have to attack twice. This could be a good overtime side for them. Obviously, they went 5-1 on their attack. And we're seeing the same thing. We're seeing G2 going back to that super bunker, the Holy Trinity, Smoke, Tuberau, Goyo, and they're bringing even more. You can always tell what they're going to do after that by their flex operators. So after these 3, you look at what are these 2 operators. That indicates super bunker right there. VP got the call. They bring Mav because of the Cade. So really good. Prep phase isn't phone time, guys. Shepard's dialed. Bringing the Maverick for the Cade. Ooh, Doki. Letting him know he's hiding. Ooh, do they move the Goyo fire? Top blue? He might have put it more down the stairs because Dan naded it last time. And you could see Laura was visibly upset, kind of shook his head. I want to see if they moved the Goyo fire on those blue stairs a little bit backed up. Yes, they did. Dan knew it too. A little bit deeper of a nade. Doki, what are you doing there? He shook his head. A little early. All right, here comes that drone. Here comes the little mini game. 1 Goyo fire, 2 Goyo fires. Always with the fuse shield. It's gonna be Laura's last smoke. Really good time waste. Peeks the bottom of the stairs again and dies. I don't know. Second time, but that's all right. Still good time waste. And now the round is pretty much all on STOMPN here. Most important position. He can deny all these default plants, and that's all always is going to want to look for here. All right, what's the game plan? We can't plant default. STOMPN's got to be pressured somehow. He could just sit here and fire the entire time. We're going to need to see someone drop sight hatch. Is he missing? The king missing default? Oh, no. Oh, we didn't practice those. We didn't practice those. That is tragic, G2. That is tragic. I gotta say, though, like, I know STOMPN plays smoke, but why are we have him on Tachanka?
It is so tough.
Why do we have him on Tachanka
from that position? I feel for STOMPN.
Or like,
we've seen it so many times.
It doesn't seem like we looked at like where the lineup is.
We know that it is a difficult.
I think we just thought it would be easy, but it's not. It's not that easy. You at least need to go in and look it up. You at least have to go look at the lineup. But I think number one is why is STOMPN on Tachanka. He plays smoke, but like he plays smoke aggressively to hold down positions. I don't think he's like bank basement defense util is different. That's where you put your old unks that know the lineups. They're not looking for kills. You just put someone that's just good with utility on those spots. They don't really have anyone like that. No, I mean, you're kind of right. I don't think util's really their forte. And they obviously went away from the roam since the roam got destroyed the very first round. All right, absolutely right, by the way. Pasha, 18 kills, #1 rated player in EU, 62 and 28 before this game, and we see him 18 and 8. 2 more for another 20 bomb. This guy's been insane. And I'm begging he gets at least 2 here. This is going to be a fun match replay to dig into. I don't think, no. I don't think it's the STOMPN video. I think we'll watch Pasha. If he, let's hope he drops 20 here. Pasha, he can do whatever he wants, guys. There's 2 players I'm not going to judge, and that's JV92, and that's Pasha. Now, do I think he gets 2? If he had the Vector here, he probably gets 2. But in the basement, the TCSG is kind of better than the Vector because he plays these very, very good pixel spots, and that gun actually does chunk people. So again, if there's a sight, I'll glaze it on. It is kind of the sight. Vector, if you don't hit a headshot, kind of tickles people. TCSG at least chunks people. If you hit the planting the bomb, and then makes it even easier for the smoke to do its work on the default plant, right? All it takes is one shot, and that guy's like 40 HP. All right, G2's 4th attack on lower. We've seen 2. Well, I guess all 3 were pretty good, but we're now seeing a 4th variation where we're going to take garage. We have Osa. We have STOMPN. We need to force a Goyo out of here. Does VP try to hold on to garage control? Shepard playing here with a Fenrir takes down Blaz. Oh my God, Shepard is having a phenomenal game, by the way. 14 kills. Are we back in 2018? Shepard for 2. All right, Doki shuts him down. We still got this garage minigame going on. Pasha's not leaving. His feet are about to get shot out here, though. Yeah. Yeah. Feels bad, man. Joystick trying to take the gap. Because they're trying to take server, because they're trying to take garage. Thought the gap was main stairs. Normally it is. Guy was holding main very, very well, though. Always goes down. Another very good attack by G2. This is surprised we went back to lower. They're now 4-0 on lower.
They go to cut him down, and will a perfectly timed pinch coming in from G2 to take us all
gonna come down to the last round. Wow. VP on attack. I've only lost, they're what, 6-1 on attack at this point? Bank is attacker sided. I don't know about 5-1 attacker sided, but Bank is attacker sided. Good Bank teams will win Bank attacks.
They walk away with the 2 points. The loser gets
Bank
sent home with
defense is a
1.
goddamn hell in a cell. Why didn't they go open after getting smoked 3 times on basement? I'm not sure. I mean, open, or sorry, lower is their bread and butter. So they just felt comfortable going there. But, yeah, I'm surprised didn't go open since that's the one they won. Every time we mention the game is decided a certain way on match point, the other team wins. All right, so we expect to see a G2 win here. We're seeing the same defense. STOMPN said, I'm not missing this time. Oh, I'm a little worried, G2 fans. I mean, to be fair, if he doesn't miss, the round is theirs. Oh, the round is all going to be on STOMPN again.
All bets are off right now.
They are.
They do got Mira, but you see Pasha obviously on Twitch, and I think he's gonna somehow find a way to pop these Miras. Always. Wait a second. Oh yeah. No, we're good. We're good. Maybe if we can save an ace charge too, we can get that mirror open. Should be able to just pop it. This is a good, yeah, the mirror is actually a good counter here. On that server wall. Didn't think about this, but on that server wall, it's gonna, I don't know if we're just gonna be able to mav it open. Ooh, that was almost a mistake. Why is Doki just walking around open tellers? Damn. Pasha needed that one. Everything changed in G2. Watch the relay games, they look so lost. I mean, no shots to Uno, but like, wasn't winning any gunfights he probably needed to in that support role. And I don't know what other factors in the team. But when you inject a young player like STOMPN in the team, it could do wonders for everyone around him. People start to put in more time. People are more excited to be on the team. Sometimes it's just a shake-up like that that kind of wakes the other people up on the team. All right, mid-round, mid-game. All hatches opening up. Pasha putting in work on the Goyle fires. And they know that Twitch drone's there. He's baiting with another drone. That wasn't even the Twitch drone. Oh my god. Now he's going for the Twitch drone. Ooh, almost got it. All right, yeah. I agree with whoever said it. Like, VP need to do something else here. We are not getting a default plant. Surely. We got a Mira facing it, 3 smokes, and Tachanka. Something else has to happen here, VP. We can't plant. No way. 15 seconds. What are we doing? Last smoke. Joystick down. Shepard down. Doki gets into a great spot. That's it. Doki masterclass. 18 kills. Wow. That was a great adaptation from G2. Holy shit. VP didn't mix anything up. Just a Doki week, I guess. Yeah. Fantastic week out of Doki. Player that doesn't get that much praise anymore. But he's absolutely stepped up. Oh my god. If Doki would have died on the mirror and tellers, that could have been a completely different round. Absolute cinema. Aspirin, if you're here, that game's ready to go on YouTube right now. Let's get that shit up there. I'll work on the Pasha POV, but Jesus, Doki might need his own this week.